This is the Leading Ladies Podcast with Karen Gray, the show that takes you around the world to share interviews with some of the most successful and relevant people on the planet. Hear their stories and get the most important business lessons they've learned on their road to success, and get exclusive access on how to implement their success into your life and business. The Leading Ladies Podcast is brought to you by the Strategic Advisor Board and your host, Karen Gray.
Hey, are you looking to scale your business from 5 figures to 6 figures or 6 figures to 7 figures? If you are, I have the perfect thing for you. What I want you to do today is I want you to go download a book. This book is going to take you through my 3-pillar system. It's 100% free. All you have to do is go to growfast.cash. I say again, go to growfast.cash, and you're going to be able to download my free international best-selling book, which is called Be Good, Be Brief, Be Gone. You can take that book. It's going to help you scale your business to the next level. Again, go download it. Be good, be brief, be gone. Growfast.cash. I say again, growfast.cash. Enjoy.
Welcome back to Leading Ladies, our flagship season, and we have an amazing guest today, author and speaker Dana Diaz. Dana, thank you so much for joining us on Leading Ladies.
Thanks for having me.
So our first question, and something that really gives us an insight to our leading lady guest, is how do you define or describe leadership? What does that mean to you?
For me, it just means being a good role model of whatever aspect of life I'm trying to lead. But it definitely begins with myself. I mean, my story, and people can read more about me elsewhere, but I endured narcissistic abuse in childhood and in my former marriage relationship, 25 years. So it wasn't until 45 years old that I had to say, okay, this is not working for me. I am now physically ill as a result of 4+ decades of abuse. What do I really want? And is that possible in the situation I'm in? And the thing is, I knew immediately. We all know in our heart, even if you ask somebody their wildest dreams, it might seem unreachable, unattainable, or ridiculous, but we all have those things in our heart that we really want, some vision for our lives, or maybe something we thought would happen in our lives, or some goal we wanted to, and it was very simple for me. And the answer to the next question, could that happen in the circumstances I was with, in the marriage I was in? And no. So I had to kind of choose what was more important. And it was more important for me to save myself physically and mentally and get myself out of that. But the beauty of that was, it was sort of a pain to purpose story, is that ironically, I had always wanted to help victims of abuse since childhood. I knew that when I went to college, I studied journalism, I studied psychology. And so I had the ability to verbalize things that maybe a lot of victims wouldn't. And I was using my experiences and my talents and gifts of writing, communication, what have you, to basically lay the foundation of what my new life would be, what my new mission would be. And so I led myself, including making mistakes along the way and stumbling back and learning and growing. But even at 45, you can learn and you can try new things. I had never published a book before, but I only ever intended to publish one book when I set out to do that. But now I am on the verge of publishing my second and third book in the next few months, and having been, people worldwide know who I am, which is kind of silly to me because I'm just me. But I think it's about not limiting ourselves, and being a leader. I want to also add this because it's such a huge thing for me. And especially, I hate to say for women, we have to acknowledge this, that there are so many jealous and angry people in this world. They don't want to see you succeed because they perceive your success, and even just like the little steps you take, the progress you make, as a threat to their own success. And
do you feel like,
go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt, but do you feel like that comes from a place where you're triggering their traumas?
You're triggering their insecurities. You know, I think a lot of what leads us through life is fear of failure. We're afraid to try new things because we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if it'll succeed. I like to think of Walt Disney. If people want to read his story, Disney World was very easily could not have been the entire Disney franchise because he was rejected over, and I mean 30, 40, I think it was up to 100 times he was rejected by banks for financing. He went bankrupt a few times. Nobody would give him the money for this wild idea of a mouse and a castle and all these things that Disney ended up being. But he persisted because he saw the vision. And so for me, I was like, I am just this little, I was cleaning houses in a podunk town in Midwest, in Illinois, in the Midwest United States. Nothing and nobody, not really any money or resources. And here I am 4 years later. I have not just published the one book. I have published, I will have published 3. And I mean, people are talking about maybe being a TEDx speaker. I've been, speaking online, asked to participate in master classes, asking to be, a coach, all these different things. Things are opening up because I decided that I didn't have any limits. I decided that I didn't have to go by other people's standards for me or fulfill their expectations, which were very little for me. And I did not let those jealous people hold me back either, because I'm a firm believer, and this goes back to that idea of leadership. I am a firm believer that everybody can succeed. Every flower in the garden deserves the sunshine and the rain and the nutrients from the soil, and to bloom wildly in their own color and in their own way with as many petals or leaves as they want. Nobody is a threat unless you decide they're a threat. And I don't mean to be a threat to anybody. I am just living my life, doing my thing, and reaching back behind me and helping others. Like, let me help you get to where I'm at here, because I'm still not sure about that next level, but I'm feeling it out. I'm working on it. So let me help you along. I love that you posed it
that way, because you don't have to have everything figured out and perfected to help others with where you are.
Looking to grow your business beyond 5 figures, 6 figures, 7 figures plus? What I want you to do is go download this book. The title is called Be Good, Be Brief, Be Gone. It will help you grow your business past 5, 6, and 7 figure. Go download the book today. Growfast.cash. I say again, growfast.cash, and download the book for absolutely free.
Exactly.
And I think sometimes that is the limiting belief, especially as someone who has suffered any kind of an insecurity or trauma, which is basically all of us, let's be honest.
Yes.
We all have some sort of trauma. It's all relative, right? Some are worse than others, but we all have it.
Exactly.
But we think, okay, I want to help people, but I don't want to fail. I don't want to, there's the fear and the shame that are the underlying things. And I don't want anyone to perceive that I don't have it all together or don't know it all. So we wait and we try to gather more information and perfect it before we get out there and do it. And I feel like and I think it's perpetuated by social media, because we see everybody's perfected things or perceived perfections.
Yes.
But I love that we can now have these conversations where, okay, I'm just doing it messy. I'm just doing it based on what I know. And I don't know it all, but I know this, and I can help you get here, and then we can go together. That old African proverb of, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. We can go together, and all ships rise, all women rise, all humans rise together as we do this upon the energy of each other's successes, and seeing each other as an ally rather than the competition. especially in corporate situations or
Yes.
business situations where we do oftentimes get into rooms where we are either triggered by someone or triggering someone because we're all on different journeys, we're all whatever, but we're forced into competitive situations. Competition for sales, competition for positions, competition for recognition, or, whatever it is, that breeds contempt and this just underlying energy of competition. And I love that we're now beginning to normalize, okay, I don't have anything to compete with you against. I'm competing with me.
Right.
And so I'm trying to be better than my best day.
Exactly. And I think it's important to also honor others' achievements and their strengths, because not everybody can be number one, but it's okay to say to somebody, whether it's the person ahead of you or behind you in the hierarchy of things, to say, wow, that's a really great idea. Even if you don't think it's really possible, to achieve, whatever it is, it's okay to say, that's really thinking out of the box. Or even just like, wow, I love your earrings today. Those are amazing. Like, how about just giving each other props and saying, that didn't work out, but I bet you're going to come up with something even better than that. It'll come to you. We have to remember to credit ourselves and others, because nobody likes that person that's trying to get ahead of everybody and knocking everybody to the side. I used to coach cross country, and believe it or not, it becomes a contact sport at some levels that, those first few kids, those top 5, when they're going in for that finish line, I have had some of my kids, knocked back with an elbow and punched in the face it's amazing what people will do to win. And we just have to remember, we can all win. It's okay. Not every woman in the Miss USA contest can be a winner, but they're there. And that's something I want to speak of, is that I remember when I first started out in this realm, the first book came out. I think it was my first or second podcast interview ever. And I felt so unprepared, insecure, the anxiety, and I remember saying out loud, because the host was like, are you okay? Are you nervous? And I said, I just feel like I shouldn't, I don't even know why I'm here. What do I have to say? And I just remember her giving me, and she's a very prominent person in podcasting, and she's not even in this country. She has a worldwide brand and audience. And she said, honey, you're not just a little girl in Podunk, Illinois. You're going to do big things. And you know what? Whether she believed that or not, that gave me a little more of a backbone. Okay, she wants me here. There's a reason she invited me here. And so I owe her that. And I have gone back to thank her for saying that, because if you are in a room with people or in a circumstance, in a position, wherever it is, and you're feeling like, I don't have the qualifications to be here, I am lacking in some way, remind yourself, somebody thinks you do. Somebody thinks you do. And even if it's just the good Lord that put this opportunity at your hand, the right place at the right time, there is a reason you are there. Do not minimize yourself or your potential. You may not be the person at the top or the CEO or whatever it is, the best-selling author yet, but don't place limitations or deficiencies on yourself, because if you're there, there's a reason you're there, and it's just one more step forward to who you are becoming.
Yeah, I have a saying that I love, and I don't even know where it came from. I have it up on my bookshelf, but it says, God doesn't call the equipped, he equips the called.
I love that.
And I think what you just shared really speaks to that if there's a desire on your heart, if you have a dream, wherever that dream came from is irrelevant. The fact is you possess it, and there's a reason. And so if you have a dream, your duty, if you will now, is to explore it. And maybe just that pursuit will take you to where you're really called to be. Maybe
Yes.
there's a reason you have that dream to get you to somewhere else, but there is a reason. And so whatever that is, you will be equipped with the things you need to get to the next
Yes.
place if you just look for them, ask for them, step into rooms, pursue them. My greatest advice for leaders is to get around other leaders who are doing what it is that you
Yes.
desire to do. Because if you're hanging around people who aren't that next level version of you, you're not going to see the possibility for yourself. You're not going to see the opportunities. You're not going to be in the rooms where the opportunities happen.
Exactly.
And that has been probably one of the most instrumental things for me, is getting in rooms that I felt so initially insignificant in. Like, why am I here? I have
Yes.
nothing to offer. I would be in that room and have my value mirrored back to me, or I would learn something wonderful came out of every single space. I learned
Exactly.
something in every single room. And so many great leaders say, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room.
Thank you for saying that, because that's actually how I try to go about, my progress with my author life and with speaking and everything else. Is I want to be around people. I refuse to let myself feel small anymore.
Yeah.
But I also don't.
I want to stamp that. Yes.
I know.
No more.
Right. But it's also about being humble enough to know that I don't know everything. And honestly, even the person at the top might not know everything, but I am hanging out with, associating with the people who know more than me, who challenge me. And there are people, and lots of them, and I would venture to say, especially ladies, that the ones that are high-fiving you and patting you on the back, they will be there to support you and they will help you along the way.
Yeah,
and I think that's our duty to each other to do that, but definitely be around people who are a little further along than you are and learn from them. See what they're doing, see how that works for you and how that can work into what you're trying to do with your whatever it is, your career, your personal life, because there is something there to learn from.
So true. Sorry, I have a thing popping up.
It's okay.
So true. And I just want to present, if anybody is listening to this and they're like, wow, I need to have Dana on my podcast. I need to get connected to her. I want to find her books. The book that's going to be coming out probably right before this episode airs is Choking on Shame. That's Dana's second book. And then if you want to connect with her, get the book, you can find it on danadiaz.com and danasdiaz.com. And also it's available in ebook format. Yes. So if you love to read on the go with your Kindle, your iPad, or it's not a book that you want to hold out because it does talk about some really sensitive topics, it's available in ebook format. So what a beautiful gift that you have really thought ahead of people in that situation, but also just to make it super easy for busy women who are always on the go. We need that support, and maybe you know someone that needs this book, you can even gift it to them.
Yes, you can.
And so thank you for how you lead. Thank you for how you're showing up and for all that you're doing for others. Just such a gift. And we appreciate you being on today's show and on the Leading Ladies platform.
Thank you.
Hey, we all want to scale our business. Hey, I have the answer for you today to help you do that. If you're looking to scale from 5, 6, even 7 figures and beyond, book called Be Good, Be Brief, Be Gone. I'm going to give it to you for free. All you have to do is type in growfast.cash. I say again, growfast.cash, and you can download the book for absolutely free. I hope the book helps you this year. Take your business to the next level. Again, go grab the book, growfast.cash. I say again, growfast.cash. I wish you the best and grow, scale, and win.
Thanks for listening to the Leading Ladies podcast with Karen Gray. Please leave your feedback and visit strategicadvisorboard.com to get the latest and greatest best business advice on the planet. Follow us on social media for updates, and we'll see you on the next episode.